Hello, I'm here with Chuck Lucas. What is it like to show up and interface with the Magic community like this?
It's new every time. And there's not really any other game that I can think of that a lot of the R&D is done with the fandom. And I can't really think of any other game besides Magic where the Wizards doesn't really take those ideas on board. And a lot of times those ideas are really serendipitous and like nobody can really expect what's going to happen. So I really love that about both the convention and the game itself.
You have had the pleasure of doing a lot of pieces for Magic, and you've also done some very iconic artwork and a lot of like heaters, Cyclonic Rift, Thoughtseize, Mana Drain and all this stuff. The card, of course, on everybody's mind, I hate to do it, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. Mind Goblin.
I knew you were gonna say that. I just found out about this meme not too long ago, and without getting too perverted, there's a question mark at the end. And again, I can't imagine any other crowd coming up with these kind of memes. Even if it's slightly derogatory towards the artists, I don't really mind. I find it a great honor to be part of that. And when I was illustrating the card, nobody's going to expect that kind of thing, but those memes are really special, I think. And the card is like, I made it as insane as I possibly could, there's no physical proportion or surface anatomy is completely jacked, but it makes for an insane face, and I think that adds to that meme.
Of all your pieces that you've done here at your table, which one was your favorite to work on?
Well, I've got a few favorites that kind of level things up. At every show I have Barrington Forge Tender and I look at Fairy Guide Mother, those two images next to each other. And for me, being the artist, it looks like a whole different artist has done it.
The Fairy Guide Mother, tell me about that one, how that came together, and why is that one a different piece from the Burton Forge Tender?
Technical skill. I think there's an advance. If I look at Barrington Forge Tender, there's a technical advance. Also with Fairy Guide Mother was the art director was Cynthia Shepard, and Cynthia was part of the concept team for Eldraine that did the concept for the Fairy Guide Mother. So I knew from the very beginning, I'm going to have to pull out all the stops for this, Lucas, because Cynthia Shepard's going to be the judge on all of this stuff. But she's fantastic, and I love Cynthia. I think that had something to do with it, where there's this, I wouldn't say competition, but it's this healthy wanting to please the concept artist. Because I've been in that role as well, and that you're part of the concept team, and you're really interested in what folks expand upon what your ideas were, because you don't have a whole lot of time for technique at that point.
What medium are these, by the way? You seem like you started with oils and went to digital, is that correct?
That's pretty much it. I've done just about every technique under the sun. I say most crafts except for blacksmithing. I haven't tried my hand at that. But glass blowing, wood engravings. I bring as many different techniques as I can to shows, not thinking that I'm ever going to sell them, but just for almost like a public service, where you can experience a mini museum in that. Kids may have never been to an art museum, and this is the first time that they see an oil painting. So that's why I bring the oils.